Hey, how you doing? Today's the day that Miguel Cabrera retired. It was a pretty good way the Tigers did a lot of stuff, and it was good that he got his recognition. He's probably the greatest Tiger ever, and great player. He deserves everything he got. Future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. But today's video is going to be about what is next for the Tigers. I really believe that they need to make another Miguel Cabrera type trade. They've got all kinds of stuff, the minor league systems. They got whole bunch of players that they've drafted over the years with high draft picks and stuff like that. We have more than enough pitching in the system right now, and you've got all these prospects that's got no place to play. So what we need to do is to trade a bunch of prospects just like we did when we got Miguel Cabrera, and find somebody who has multi-years left on his contract that a team just wants to get rid of him, that is still a productive player. I think that the Tigers have got some building blocks to move forward. They've got Riley Green, they've got Torkelson, they've got Gary Carpenter, and they've got Meadows. I don't think Austin's going to be back, but he got his brother Parker. And I think Jake Rogers is somebody. I think he's your catcher of the future. That's why I think Dylan Digler doesn't have a place to play, and backup catcher. And I don't know if he's he's 25 years old. He still hasn't made it to the big leagues. So at some point maybe you say, you know what, put him together in a package with some couple pitching prospects. They've got all kinds of prospects down in the minor leagues. They've got no place to play. If they could get a good player, then or maybe really good players in the people forget in the Miggy deal, they also got Dontrell Willis, who is at the time was considered to be a good pitcher. He didn't do very well in Detroit. He did all right, but I mean, nothing like he was supposed to. He was supposed to be a top-notch pitcher coming in. He didn't live up to that, but I guess Miggy made up for both of it. And the other thing is the pitching staff right now, if everybody comes back healthy, which Mize and Manning and all these guys, and their pitching staff might be really, really good next year. They got Eddie, they got Screwball, they got there's a lot of guys on that team. They're gonna have a hard time next year with all the pitching that they have, of having only 4 or 5 starters. There's gonna be a lot of guys that are gonna not have places to play. And we've got a bunch of prospects that sooner or later in the next year, 2 years, are going to need to come up. So I think, really, to be honest with you, they need to make a major trade, a blockbuster trade, just like when they got Miguel Cabrera. And I don't know if they're going to do that. I think that the ownership and is just happy to keep pulling people up, and just, well, sooner or later everything's going to work out. Well, I think at some point you got to mix in some other people that aren't homegrown talent. It's the way you don't see very many teams win and every single person's been drafted on that team and has been come out of the system. It doesn't happen. You have to mix in. When you start getting good, you start mixing in players that you didn't draft and players to make the team better. And the elephant in the room that nobody seems to ever want to talk about is Javi Baez. He's totally sucked since coming to Detroit. And he's got an opt-out where he can opt out of his contract this year, and there's no way he's going to do that, because he's going to make $25 million this year, and nobody is going to give him $25 million. Not in a million years. because he's totally sucked since coming to Detroit. He's probably the worst signing in Detroit history of any of the teams. He's been terrible. He was supposed to be a guy that was going to come in and be a franchise player. He's not even near a franchise player. He's overpaid, and there's nothing they can do about it. He signed to a long-term deal. He's going to make $25 million next year. He's nowhere near that in his play. So, they're saying today, oh, well, maybe he comes back next year and he's good. Well, I hope so, because he's getting paid a lot of money, and it'll be nice because they need right now a second baseman and a third baseman that can come in and hit, and be able to help this team. And the prospect, Cole, whatever his name is, or Colt, or whatever his name is, plays third base, so he might be your answer at third base. But they're going to need a second baseman, a guy that's going to be able to hit. Your outfield, with Carey in it, Riley, and Meadows, maybe Badadu. If Parker Meadows can come up and hit, and he did it in the minor leagues, so you hope he's going to hit in the major leagues. So, he's got to hit for power too, and Carey's got to keep hitting for power, and so does Riley Green's going to have to show a little bit of power. But the outfield doesn't look that bad, but you need to have guys that are going to contribute. And Javi Baez right now is a lost cause in my eyes, but he still has, I believe, 2 or 3 years left on his contract. So, he's here. He's here for the long haul, and he's not opting out. And, and they were like, oh, well, I hope we win today so we can stay in second place. Doesn't really mean anything. Doesn't really mean anything at all, because second place, everybody is in second place. Because if you don't win the World Series, everybody's in second place, because you didn't win. And so a lot of people are optimistic that the Tigers are going to be next year, are going to be good. I don't know. I think a lot of things are going to have to happen. I think they're going to have a Lions type off season, where they get a lot of, they make a big trade or something, and they bring in a couple guys, maybe sign a free agent, and because I think they've got about maybe 5 guys that they might be able to rely on. And I don't know. If I was Chris Ilitch, I'd be telling Javi Baez, we need you to find something, in this off season. You need to go down and find somebody, a hitting instructor or something that can help you to start hitting again, or have Miggy go stay at his house for a month or something, and have them go in the batting cage every day, and maybe Miggy can straighten them out. I don't know, but I think the Tigers, there's still a long ways to go before they're going to be a contending team. I really do. All right, God bless. Bye.